Hey everybody, Gerald King from Spontaneously Combustible Games, and I'm here today to show you guys how to make the BLT from Flippin' Fine's Diner, which is live on Kickstarter right now until April 10th. For $25, you can pledge to get the game, and campaign ends April 10th. We're more than halfway through right now. We're rolling along, doing great, and I wanted to show you guys how to, make a snack based on the snack from the game. So the BLT, we're gonna, okay. So that should bring that in. Sorry, just trying to get the Be Live software figured out. Bam, there we go. Okay, cool. All right. Definitely don't need to show the names there, huh? Because we know what that is. Okay, so like I said, we're going to be cooking a BLT today from Flippin' Fine's Diner. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to cook our bacon. So I got my pan preheated. I go about medium to slightly over midway through. You know, we got the 1 through high. I call it the 1 through 9. Okay, so I'm at a 6 right here. Got my pan preheated. Make sure that the pan's got a little heat to it before you put the bacon on there. See, my pan's ready to go. See that sizzle there? All right. So then we're going to take our bacon. And we're going to put some bacon in the pan. Everybody loves bacon. So, Flippin' Fine's Diner has been doing fairly well on Kickstarter. We're rolling right along. We're at about 60% and about a week and a half into the campaign. Thank you so much to everyone who has already backed the game. We've done a couple playthroughs and we have a lot of reviews and stuff. So if you're interested in the game, check us out, please, and consider backing. Okay, when I make my bacon, we don't usually buy the peppered bacon, but I grew up in a family where we use a lot of Mrs. Dash, So me, I like to get my bacon with a little dash of the dash, okay? So we're going to go ahead and let our bacon cook there for a second. And then the next thing I like to do is I like to actually soak up some of the moisture from my maters. Tomatoes have a massive amount of water in them, It's part of why they're so delicious when you put the salt on them. And, oh, it's just fantastic. If you guys hear in the background, that's my daughter Lucy. She doesn't care that I'm live streaming. And I don't care that she doesn't care. But so for my maters, I like to soak up a little bit of the water because I don't just throw tomatoes on my BLT. I like to take my tomatoes after I make my bacon and flash fry them, just like get a quick little char on them with the bacon grease, because the BLT isn't just about the bacon, it's about the tomatoes. And, the tomatoes should be delicious. Okay, so while that bacon's going there, I am going to take my maters. I'm going to set them there on that napkin so that they can drain. Put a little salt on them, because what's a mater without just a pinch of salt? Okay. And then, of course, maybe some more Mrs. Dash. BLT is an awesome snack. I don't know how often you guys have indulged in a BLT, but you're doing yourself a disservice if you don't make yourself a BLT at least every 2 weeks. I don't know. Unless you don't eat bacon, then it's okay. You can just make yourself a bacon lettuce. I mean a tomato lettuce sandwich, which is good, you know. Wait, can you eat mayo? I don't know if you guys can have mayo. I personally put mayo on my BLTs. Not everybody's big on mayo on their BLTs. When you're cooking bacon, remember, you don't want to cook the first side entirely. You want to cook the first side 3/4 of the way through, because bacon is a thin meat. So when that first side hits about 3/4, once you flip it, the other side will, the first side will finish cooking while you're cooking the other side. Okay? So you always want to make sure, you know what I mean? Because for a BLT, I like crispy bacon, but for a BLT, you don't want like chip crispy bacon. You know, you kind of want your bacon to have just enough chew left in it so that when you bite into your sandwich, you don't destroy the bacon and it turns into all these little crumblies that are just falling out all over the sandwich. You know what I mean? You want your bacon to hold together, but you want there to be enough snap in it to where when you bite, you don't pull out the bacon in the bite, if that makes sense. The real important science to, you know, how you do your bacon. Okay, let's go solo on the bacon can for a moment. Let's see how that looks. What we're doing there, bam. Look at that bacon cooking. Oh, yeah, that's good stuff. Okay, now you see how now we can start to see through the holes there that it's starting to cook on that side, so we know, bam, that's good. Oh, look at that bacon. That's perfect. Yeah, that's going to come out real good. You know, when you look at these parts over here, and you're like, oh, that isn't even done. But remember, this other side's still got to do a whole lot of cooking, okay? So don't forget that that still has work to be done. All right, so our maters are over here, feeling pretty drained. Let's go ahead and bring it back. So now we got our maters over here, and see all this moisture, all that moisture that came off the maters. That's what we just want to get, because I'm about to throw these maters into some bacon grease, and I don't know how often you guys play with bacon grease, but the wetter it is, the more it pops, you know, so you don't want a whole lot of pop, you know. All right. Wait, no. I'm working on it here, guys. I swear. I am my own cameraman and control room right now. So, let's see. What am I showing you? What am I showing? Bam, everything. That's what I want to show you. Okay. So, I'm old school. I use newspaper to drain my bacon grease. No need to waste my paper towels. Okay. So I feel like this bacon is there. This is there. It's gonna tighten up good once it drains. So we're gonna go right on. I actually made a test sandwich, but the test sandwich did not survive the setup process, unfortunately, because you know I was starving. So there we go. We got our bacon on the newspaper, and we're just gonna set that over there and let that drain. Okay. So now we're going to take our tomatoes. Now, it is really important, I think, to note the thickness of the tomato slice for a BLT. Like I was saying before, a BLT, it's about the bacon, yeah, but it's also about the tomato, you know, and I want to be eating some tomato. So I do 2 nice thick slices. We're not going to spend a lot of time here. We're going to time those cooking on that side off of our toast. So I'm not using bun. I'm going to use a toast. So I'm going to toast my toast, and when my toast pops up, I'm going to go ahead and flip that over. And when I flip that over, I'm going to let that sizzle for a couple seconds, and then I'm going to go on to my sandwich. By then, my bacon will be completely drained and ready to go. All that grease will be all nice and congealed, and the bacon will have crisped up to give it that little bit of snap Not too much of a not that rigid shatter. That nice, you know what I mean? So when we bite into it, we're not pulling it out of the sandwich. That's key. It ruins a good sandwich when you bite in and the bacon isn't right, and you just pull out all your bacon on that first bite. It's just hanging everywhere, covered in mayo and lettuce. And it was like, I could have just ate a couple pieces of bacon and then ate the sandwich. Why was it even on the sandwich? We don't want to do that to you. Okay, just checking, making sure we're all good. Awesome, awesome. Okay, so once again, you know, Flippin' Fine's Diner is on Kickstarter right now. Here, let me show you the box. Awesome art done by Todd Jackie Bison, the homie from Cleveland. Spontaneously combustible games. On Kickstarter until April 10th. And I want to do a couple more of these too. I want to do the stroganoff. I'm a big fan of stroganoff. I think my stroganoff is banging. I also want to show you guys a BLT Alfredo because that's something I don't think a lot of people have had. I feel like that might be my thing. So we're going to do the BLT Alfredo too, sometime later in the week. All right. There's the toast. Bam. Look at that. Perfect toast. Okay. So keep our toast on deck right there. Let's get a quick flip on these mater. Bam, look at that. Oh, you see? Just a little sear on it. We're not trying to fry this thing black. And if you cook tomatoes too much, they honestly just fall apart, you know? So now, like I said before, I put mayonnaise on my BLTs. So I'm gonna hit this with mayo, and I am a both sides of the bread type of guy, okay? Not a lot, you know what I mean? I'm not going to overdo it. I'm not like, ooh, I want mayonnaise dripping out the sides. But, you know, I want to be able to taste mayonnaise in every bite. That's part of the sandwich for me, so I don't want to play no games there. All right, so we got the mayo on. We're going to kill the heat here. All right. Now, we're going to hit it with a little bit of lettuce. I got shredded lettuce because I like shredded lettuce. Once again, the same reason that I like my bacon at a very good consistency. I like the shredded lettuce because I don't want to bite in and pull all my ingredients out with the bite, you know? And if you get one of them big pieces of lettuce, if it doesn't have the right crispness, you go to bite in, you might not bite hard enough. Next thing you know, you got this big piece of lettuce hanging out your mouth. You're like a freaking idiot. I don't want to do that to myself. So, those maters are looking fantastic. Bacon grease soaked maters, keep that in mind. That is crucial. So crucial to the BLT, you know? And look how thick that mater is. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that action. That is a good mater, okay? Now me, I double down on my maters. I know some people who will just do a single tomato. You know, not necessarily a fan of that move. The single tomato, I guess if you're not that hungry. Some people don't hunger as I do. I'm a pretty hungry dude, you know, so I definitely always have 2 tomatoes. My bacon over here is doing good. All right, let's get a snap test on the bacon. Let's just see, where are we at? Where are we at? Over there? Here, we're gonna take it from a corner. Let's not. Boom, look at that. You know, not too much, not too much. That's good bacon right there, though. Mm. The Mrs. Dash really makes a difference, you know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong, I got a lot of kids. I try not to spend too much money on everything. And you throw that Mrs. Dash on your bacon and save $2 on that peppered bacon, you know? So, there we go. Oh, look at that. Really, I could have just went with 3. This one's for me. Mm. All right. I can't see that, huh? Let me give you that sandwich action there. Look at that. All right. And that is, see that? All right, let's get it in shot there. I'm working on it. The delay is murder. I'm trying to line up. Oh, beautifully stacked. Okay. So then, bam, there's the BLT. So that's how you make a BLT, guys, if you were wondering. Or rather, that's how I make a BLT at Flippin' Fine's Diner. We're going to be going on tour next week, trying to show everybody the game. We're going to be starting in St. Louis. Going to hang out with Jamie Stegmeyer for a second. We're going to take our way up to Chicago Diceland Dojo in Chicago and hang out there on Tuesday evening. Wednesday, we'll be in Indy, hanging out with Alan McFarlane and the DNA Games guys, checking out Treacherous and showing off Flippin' Fine's Diner at Merlin's Beard. And then on, did I say Wednesday? Yeah.
Daddy!
And then, yes, Mama?
Papa?
Good job, Mama.
Are you hungry?
Yeah, do you want a piece of bacon?
Not bacon.
Yeah. Lucy loves bacon too. Here, Mama. I'm actually going to make some more bacon just for the Lou. But yeah, so we're going to be just kind of bouncing around the Midwest region, showing off the game. Hopefully all the details of the tour should be finalized tonight if you guys want to keep your eye open for the event page. And Flippin' Fine's Diner on Kickstarter until April 10th. So please go check it out. And I'll see you guys for dinner. Maybe. Oh yeah, we're gonna be interviewing. We're not gonna be interviewing. We're gonna be with Getting Geeky with Game Relief tonight, doing a live stream as well. We're gonna try a little podcasting, interviewing, live streaming experiment. So stay tuned for that as well. All right, guys. Flippin' Fine's Diner. Hold on. One last shout out. Bam. Flippin' Fine's Diner on Kickstarter until April 10th. All right, guys. This is. Oh wait. We gotta do the bite. We gotta do like the Guy Fieri, like the bite. Hold on. See, look at it. Look at that. Okay, let me show you. Let me show you just how delicious it is. Mmm. That's a good BLT right there. See you guys at the diner.
Daddy.
Yes, Mama?
Can I bake it?
Absolutely. I'm cooking some bread right now.
Daddy.
Yes, Mama?